So will this series be a strike, or at the very least be able to pick up the spare? Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to Turkey, Time to Strike. So this is a first impressions reaction, and for those who may not know what a first impressions reaction is, basically on this channel, if I'm not really sure if I want to react to a series or not, I do this. I basically preview the first one or two or so episodes and determine if this is something I want to react to, something I'd rather watch on my own time, or something I'm just not interested in. And this is a new anime for the summer season. And it is a bowling anime. So for all of you who hate sports anime, get out your torches and pitchforks now. But yeah, that's seriously all I know about this. It's a bowling anime that seems like it's like cute girls bowling. You know how like there's that kind of subgenre of anime where it's cute girls doing cute things? And sometimes they'll like have like divergence of that, like cute girls doing badass things or cute girls doing weird things or shit like that. This is like kind of a new like aspect of that, like cute girls bowling. um So I've bowled plenty in my life. My family tends to like bowling. My dad and mom bowl all the time. My brother and sister used to bowl on leagues. I bowled on I think one league in my life, but I mostly bowled like casually. And I've never been like amazing at it or anything, but like I never really put a lot of effort into it, but it's something I've always enjoyed. Something that's like, fun for me, and I, even though I'm not great at it, I can have a good time. And so when I heard they were making this series, it's like, okay, I'm curious. Because we've had sports anime that have touched on like other things than just like baseball or basketball before. Like we've had, I think there was a badminton anime, wasn't there? I think so. And obviously you have like you have a couple different boxing anime. You have wrestling anime and like stuff like that, but bowling is like one of those like sports that's very different than a lot of them. It doesn't, like a lot of these sports, like again basketball, baseball, football, they're like these team sports that focus on like these teams working as like this kind of well-oiled machine together. Even volleyball with like haiku kind of still has that vibe to it, but even though obviously you can have teams with bowling, it's not a team sport in that way, because each player basically has to pull completely their own weight. Each bowler has to be able to do like what they do kind of separately. They're not like acting as a team. You know what I mean? And so it's like this is one of those things that it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. Um the reason I'm choosing to do this is because it seems like a fun idea. But I don't know if it's going to be something I'd want to react to, or if I even am going to like it that much. And that's why I'm choosing to do it as a first impression. And I forgot as well that this was coming out like this soon. I thought it would like we had another week or so. And if I had remembered, I probably would have put it in like a first impression showdown alongside Gachi Gachiakuta, however the fuck you pronounce it. I probably would have put them in the same video together. But I forgot this was coming out like this soon. And so when I made the Gachiakuta video, it's like I didn't remember until like a day later. Which, and it's only been like 2 days, so it was yesterday that I remembered that this was coming out like this soon. And so it's like, shit, well, I guess I'm getting to this now in this way. because I don't want to wait forever, you know. Um, but I'm interested to see what this is like. I'm interested to see like how deep they go into bowling, if they play it off as kind of like not just for comedy, but kind of like a fun little thing in the same way that like the Knuckles series did, but like try to like act like it's super important and intense and you know, kind of like almost satirizing a lot of stories and all by making it seem more important than it is. um I don't know. We'll see. And hopefully I tend to enjoy it. Hopefully it ends up being a really fun, cutesy series. We'll see. We'll see. I haven't heard anyone mention like their thoughts on it because this like just came out. Like I think today. So or maybe yesterday. I think maybe it came out yesterday. But either way, let's get to this and see what we have in store. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. We are back, and we will begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. What? Listen, I know I went into this knowing nothing about it being like other than being a bowling anime. Um, I have no idea if this was advertised for this. But there is a very strong part of me that really fucking hopes this was not advertised as an isekai and this was a big twist. There's another anime out there called School Live or School Live. I don't know if it's live or live. Either way. But I've talked about this on the channel before, and it's been out for years and years, so I can like spoil it. But like the series starts off as like this kind of cutesy schoolgirl kind of series. But the big twist at the end of episode 1 is, surprise, this is taking place during a zombie apocalypse, and it's actually kind of fucked. And the series is actually quite a good horror series, just as much as it is a good slice of life schoolgirl series. It's like actually really good at that, at blending those two genres, and it catches you super off guard. And the point that was an exceptionally huge point of the series. The big twist at the end of episode 1 was a big twist, and it was meant to be. No one saw it coming, and it was such a well done moment. I don't know if this is the same thing where like they advertise this as just a bowling anime. You know, cute girls doing cute things, bowling, having fun. I don't know if that's just what they advertised it as or not. But I really hope it is, and I really hope this caught everyone else off guard too. Because I feel like if this was a big surprise to people, it would just be so much better in that regard. Because it's like she saw the glinting whatever that rock thing was or whatever in the dirt on the site of where the bookshop was. And it's like, okay, something's happening here, but I'm thinking it's more of like a visual representation of her just really thinking about what happened with Rena and like not wanting to let that go, not wanting to let this opportunity for them to be on this team together slide and all, to pass them by. But then it cut back to it a little later, and it's like, wait a minute, why are you coming back to it? Why are you focusing on this? And then when the storm comes, it's like, it's clear they're building to something with the storm coming, with Rena originally like leaving, but also looking like she's stopping and thinking about it, ready to go back and all. And then like the lightning hits the rock and weird shit begins happening. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like the ball begins stealing Mai and the other girls because they try to stop her and grab onto her. But it's like it's just like stealing her and pulling her towards the pins and everything, and it's like what is happening? Like I was genuinely super confused, and like and then it cuts and I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean you're just gonna stop that there? What do you mean you're just going to like cut that off? You're not gonna explain to us what's happening, but there ended up being an after credits thing that finished it. That like was the big reveal. And I think that was the right way to handle it, having it be after the credits, because you know anyone who's an anime fan is going to look for that. Is going to check the credits to see if it like shows what happens. Um they are gonna wait till it actually finishes. Um and so you go and you check and you see there is an after credits. And she wakes up in the middle of like some kind of like war going on, and an arrow almost hits her, like it's really close to her head and face and everything. It's like, excuse the fuck out of me? What? I thought this was a bowling anime. Why did this suddenly become an isekai? And what does that mean? Are they going to use bowling to fight in a war? What is happening? Oh. I have no fucking clue what's going on here. And I mean, we couldn't tell at the end what kind of an isekai was it. With the flags and all, it looked kind of like maybe like feudal Japan or something. I don't know. But I don't know if is it like a time period isekai? Is it a isekai in terms of fantasy world? I don't know. It's very unclear. They looked like just, you know, warring people. I mean, there was no like evidence of any other kind of races or anything yet. So I can't say. It's just it was just a big field with war going on. It didn't give us a big look into it. But what the fuck? I have to look this up real quick. I'm gonna briefly look this up on Annie chart and see how this is explained on there. What the description, that refers to it. Annie chart airing, because I need to know. This is the summer season. Let me actually just look that up. That'll probably be easy. Yeah, because these show the descriptions. I have no idea where on here this is going to be, but hold on. Let me find it. Wow, this is like further down on the list. Usually the list is sorted out by like presumptive popularity and everything for the season. It'll show like the ones that have higher hype surrounding them higher up, especially when it's like season 2s and stuff. Okay, here we go. Turkey is a bowling term for scoring 3 consecutive strikes. Mai, a second-year student and captain of the Akoken High School Bowling Club, is a genius who can't seem to win a match. Whenever she scores a turkey, she mysteriously follows it up with an unyielding split, the snake eyes. Again, 7-10 split. I don't. Is that a thing they call it in Japan? Because they don't call it here that in America. Maybe they do just call that in Japan. I mean, that's not like unbelievable. Here, the term snake eyes usually refers to like 2 ones on a pair of dice. Anyway, one day, Rena, the club's only first-year member, confronts her. You're doing it on purpose, aren't you? You're running away from winning. But I want to win. If you have no intention of winning, I'll quit. Okay, so this does not express it as a isekai in any way, shape, or form in terms of the description. The description does not like express that in any way. Okay, let me see what tags it has. Okay, so there is an isekai tag on here, but it's like down at the very bottom. So it's like, I guess a lot of people might not see it initially. The genre is listed, it does list supernatural. It says adventure, sports, and supernatural. So, of course, that might have been changed after the first episode came out. That might have been like a genuine surprise. I don't think that was advertised for that because I never remember like seeing it listed as anything like that. That's really fascinating to me. Because yeah, from everything I remember when I like saw that this was coming and saw that it was being made and everything was just that it was a bowling anime. I am really fascinated by this. But let's actually talk about outside of just the twist what this was because it was a very simple first episode. It didn't like have too much to it. So yeah, Mai is a second year student at the high school. She started this bowling club, and initially they had 5 members, but I guess this male member like something happened, and like I guess one of the other girls doesn't like hearing about him. I don't remember the other girls' names, by the way. It was the blonde girl who didn't want to hear anything about him, right? The one who's kind of like, oh, I want people to take my photo, and I want to be like the cute girl in the bowling club. It's like that's fun. That's a fun personality for this, because she's not like a mean girl or anything, or she's not like super obsessed with that kind of stuff to be like dismissive towards the other girls. She's having fun just as much as anyone. She's just as nice. But then you have the like kind of cutesy shy girl who's very emotional but also like not very good at bowling. You have the kind of nerdy girl who definitely like tries to be smarter than maybe she is. She acts very smart, like seemingly intentionally. Like she's trying to sound like really cool and smart and everything. Anyway, but they had this other member who I guess is just not part of the club anymore for whatever reason. And 3 months ago, Rena joined. And so they have 5 members again. And Rena, as we see, takes this a lot more seriously. So when they are shown to lose this game, Rena is very upset by it. And she seems especially upset because she seems to think that Mai is doing this on purpose. And I don't think that's the case. Because, again, as it even said in the description, after she gets a turkey, she inexplicably gets the 7-10 split, as the snake eyes, as they call it. Seems to happen every time. So it's like, I'm thinking it's more of maybe a mental block kind of situation. Like, oh, I just got 3 strikes in a row. There's no way I can keep this up. She kind of psychs herself out without even realizing it. But there's also the fact that she's saying something to herself that we're still not privy to what she's saying. I'm wondering if that has something to do with it. But the fact that, like, she seems to do this after every turkey she gets, she happens to get a 7-10 split next. Like, that, I could see how Rena would think that would seem intentional if it's consistent enough. I don't know how you would do that intentionally though. You would have to be an extremely good bowler to the point of like you would have to actively choose to get a 7-10 split, and you would have to know exactly how to hit the pins to do that. Which the problem is the pins can move in like unexpected ways each time, so it's not, even if you hit the pins in the exact same spot, it wouldn't always necessarily have the same outcome. It depends on exactly how the pins move, how they hit each other, etc., etc. So it's like there's factors that goes into that, but I don't see how that could be the case either way. And we saw like during her match, during her game with Rena near the end here, that she very much had a notable like reaction to the ball. Like it seemed to slip from her fingers early, and she got the 7-10 split there. It definitely didn't seem intentional. Like she had a reaction to that. Like again, it seemed like the ball slipped from her hands, from her fingers early, And I don't know. Maybe she just doesn't realize she's doing it. Like maybe it is a subconscious thing. Rena's attitude towards all of this is something I'm not a huge fan of, though. Like I can be competitive to a degree, but when you're like trying to force your competitiveness onto others, and when you're trying to like, when you're like basically insulting them and treating them like shit when they're not being as competitive as you, that's not okay. And she's even manipulating and everything, and it's just like, I don't like her attitude, and I think part of the point of it is like by the end, because even though it looked like she didn't get isekai'd as well, she probably will. I think by the end, she's probably going to become a better person, and it's going to like, she's probably going to learn the value of just, enjoying things and having fun. While Mai could also learn the value of a little bit of competitive spirit, because competitive spirit is not a bad thing. I would even say it's a good thing. It can drive you and others around you to do better and be better. And this goes for anything, not just bowling, not even just sports. You can be competitive in like your job, in life, in a lot of different factors. And you just have to know how to handle it in a healthy way. So I think that both of these characters are going to grow, and we're definitely going to find out like why Mai is like throwing these 7-10 splits, and we're going to get a lot more look into this. We might even get like explanation as to why Rena is so obsessed with winning. She might have like a backstory towards that as well. I'm very curious as to where this is going to go, though, because like the series is advertised as a bowling anime. It's named Turkey Time to Strike, which is like, bowling terms. But they've been isekai'd to somewhere. It's like, what is that going to mean? How is that going to like translate to this? I genuinely have no idea where this series is going at this point. And I kind of love that. It caught me so aggressively off guard. The fact that it reminds me of School Live, or I think it's Maho Shoujo. No, Maho Shoujo's not, definitely not right. I think that just means magical girl. Hold on. School. Here we go. Gakko Garashi. Why did I think Maho Shoujo? What? Gakko Garashi. Yeah. That series, if you haven't seen Gakko Garashi / School Live, I'm not 100% sure on that part of it. I would definitely suggest checking it out. It's such an underrated... Well, it's not even underrated. People actually genuinely love it. But yeah, you should definitely check it out. It's like 12 episodes. It's a single core series. It's by Studio Lurchi. So, I think it's really good. It came out in 2015. It was 10 years ago that came out. But it's so good. The fact that that this is reminding me of that to a degree, even though this seems to be an isekai and that was, zombie apocalypse, obviously very different in tone and style still. But the fact that the twist and the way the twist was executed is similar to that is a very, very good thing. I'm really conflicted though, because give me a second here. I was gonna bring it up on the browser, but I think it'll be faster if I just bring it up on my phone. Because looking at my schedule here... Okay, here's where I'm conflicted. Let me explain myself first. I am absolutely 100% reacting to this. Just getting that out of the way here. The problem is I want to react to it right away. The problem is I don't want to wait. But I don't really have anything I can replace it with right now. Because, like, I think the next thing I would be changing out is To Be Hero X, which I said I was going to do one more arc of before taking a break. One Piece is still just as ongoing as ever. Phineas and Ferb, season 5, and Review Starlight, we just started. Adventure Time, we're continuing all the way through that. We're just starting Big City Greens today. City the Animation, we're just starting tomorrow. And then Dan to Dan and Daredevil, we just started on Friday. So a lot of new stuff, by the way, lately. A lot of new shows switching out. The only thing I could see myself doing is adding this to the schedule, adding another show to the schedule. And the only day I think that could even work is Thursday. Cuz it's like I normally only have the one show on Thursday, which is, well, now it's going to be City the Animation. It was Scavenger's Reign before this. Do I want to add another Thursday show, though? Thursday is usually my lower day because a lot of times on Thursdays, that's when I go to those board game tournaments I mentioned at the bar and everything. Um, and then on the Thursdays I don't go to that, I'll like try, if I can, if I have the time to get to streams, right? But it's like, I mean, I could still do two reactions and do a stream on the same day. It's possible. I just have to like have it timed out and maybe start the stream a little bit later. It's just a case of on the days that I go to the tournaments, I could probably still do two of them as well. I don't think that would like really throw me off my game or anything. I don't think that would hurt anything. I The thing is, I don't want to wait because I think the only other thing I could do at this point is either wait to finish the last three episodes of To Be Hero X and just go straight into this, or the next three episodes, not the last three, but the next three, which is the next arc, because the next arc is only three episodes. Like finish that off and then get right into this, or I would maybe have to wait for Adventure Time Season 10 to be over, because after I finish Seasons 9 and 10 of Adventure Time, I'm not going to go straight into Distant Lands after that. I'm going to take a little bit of a break before going to Distant Lands and then eventually Fiona and Cake. Because otherwise, nothing else is going to be switching out, like, I think, anytime soon. Those are the only two that are going to be switching out, like, anytime upcoming. So it would either be having to wait for one of those or to put it on Thursday. I think those are my only choices here. Could I do To Be Hero X? Could I do those three episodes in one go? I mean, I could. Would I want to? Would I want to do those three episodes in one go next week just to, like, get back to this ASAP? I might have to. I might have to. And if this comes out like on Wednesdays or Tuesdays or Wednesdays, that would kind of line me up with a new one each week. I'd be waiting almost an entire week to get to it, but still. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just talking about this right now and everything. This is like probably the last thing I'm talking about in these afterthoughts anyway. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know what? How about this? I will figure this out by the end of the week. And I'll make an update video on Friday announcing what I'm going to do with this. Because if I do end up just like rushing through the last like three episodes of To Be Hero X, I can, or again, I keep saying the last three episodes. The next arc, let's just say that. If I do rush through the next arc, the three episodes of that for To Be Hero X, and then like take a break on that just to get to this, I'll be fine with that. But it's just like, uh, I don't know, you know? It's just a case of like, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll let you know. I might even have to switch some things around. That might work. We'll see. We'll see. I'll let you know again by the end of this week. I'll make an update video about it, but I'll also probably announce it on the Discord server because I really want to get back to this and I don't want to wait. After this first episode, after that huge twist, I do not want to wait. Also, I will mention one last thing here. If I had to name a favorite character right now, just based off this first episode and this early look at their personalities, I really like I tend to gravitate a lot in a lot of shows towards the kind of cutesy, shy characters. So the one like the brunette girl who's like that, who's very like emotional and stuff, and but not very good at this. It's like I don't know. I like her. It's like I kind of want to like assure her that she's gonna be all right and that she's gonna do fine because it's like she's like being like berated for not being good despite being in the club for a while, and it's like it just felt mean. It's like I almost have like this mama bear like protective feeling towards her. I just want her to be okay. um, but I like all of them so far. Um, Rena is the only one who I'm not a huge fan of, but I think she's gonna change. She definitely seems like the character who's gonna grow the most, and so that's like I'm okay with characters who start off as assholes and become better as time goes on. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. But all of this being said, I want to know what you thought of this twist. Please tell me in the comments below if this surprised you as much as it did me. Um, and yeah, thank you so much as always for tuning in. I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.